And in South Africa, the Finance Ministry authorized the transfer of 5 billion rand, that's about $355.50 million, to struggling state power firm Eskom on April 2 to avert a default by Eskom on its obligations. The 5 billion rand transfer falls within the 23 billion rand a year bailout the government has agreed to give Eskom over the next 3 years. The Finance Ministry report dated April 16 and signed by Finance Minister Tito Mboweni also says Eskom could need another tranche of government money before the end of the month. Well, let's bring in our correspondent in South Africa now, Becky Malay, to bring us up to speed with developments in South Africa as the week wraps up. Hello, Becky. Thank you for joining us. I know you're on holiday, but it's okay. It's a Good Friday. We are all working. Now, most businesses and markets have shut down for the Easter holiday, but are South Africans really celebrating this Easter, even with the power problems and the increase in fuel prices?
Well, honestly, there's nothing good about this Friday. Because we can still see some power cuts in most parts of the country. Like even last night, in most parts of the country, people were in the darkness. So people are trying to celebrate, but at the same time, they are trying to find other alternatives. And they don't know, we all don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Now, the South African government has continued to bail out the state power utility. What soundbite are you getting from the street about Ramaphosa's strategies towards solving Eskom's problems?
Well, honestly, the South African Revenue Authority and the South African Bank have that, bailing out does not make economic sense. And they did point out that there are no quick fixes to the economy the way it stands right now. So it's just simply trying to cover up the current problem, but there are still longer-term problems that cannot be dealt with like so sharply and so shortly. And that is one of the major problems. And people on the street are why the president keeps on putting so much money onto that instead of look at other strategies like privatizing half of it, or giving some shares away and make it semi-private and semi-public.
Moody's released a report on South Africa this week saying that growing government debt linked to bailout of state firms will continue to pressure the country's investment-grade status. Is this a concern for most economists in South Africa?
Indeed, it's a very great concern. Most people are worried about the fact that, if we keep on bailing people out, bailing taxpayers out, bailing everyone, the government is just bailing, but there's no money coming in. What is the end result? When will it stop? So one of the biggest, one of the companies, actually, one of the big analysts in the country spoke last night saying that, the government is simply trying to push people towards the elections and make as if everything is okay towards the election. That is why we're bailing out people and pulling up. But what Moody did point out is that, the government of South Africa knows the problem. They have identified the problem, but they are not acting towards the problem, which is the biggest concern now. People keep making meetings, people keep making facilities, people keep making things, but no one acts. No one does a follow-up. No one acts. No one, anyone that is found being responsible for corruption is not dealt with. So everything is just talk, and no action.
But then do you think there are any alternatives to these bailout programs?
At the moment, I think, people need to be told the truth. The taxpayers need to know the truth. And if you owe tax, you need to pay. That's the best solution ever. Because if you keep on telling people you're bailing them out, and if you keep on bailing bigger companies, everyone, even the smallest one, will keep asking for bailouts. At the end of the day, where will that money come from? So anyone that owes a certain amount of tax must find means and make a recommendation that, okay, you can pay a certain amount over a period of time if you can't pay it all at once. But everyone that owes any products or service provider, public or private, must pay their dues. We all pay tax. You know, that's why what keeps the country going. So no one must give it an exception. Everyone must just pay out. There's no other alternative.
Now, how has the market, both the equities, the fixed income and currency, reacted to these developments this week?
This week we saw the rand, you know, getting weaker and stronger, especially when the week started. It was kind of flat. As the week progressed, it did gain a bit of strength, but this morning it went flat again. As you can see, the rand is currently at 14 per dollar. And the commodities, when you see the JSE index, it has become a bit positive. It shifted a bit positive. And, you know, the one key issue that has risen eyebrows is that investment seems to be dropping. People don't want to like invest their money because they are unsure what's happening in the market. So the investment portfolio seems to be a little bit affected. And then we are waiting for the investment seminar next week to hear where do we stand on investment, how much is being invested, because even the Revenue Bank has pointed out that the country does not invest anymore. It uses more money than it invests. So we'll see what that does to the market. But as we stand now, everything looks steady, and we are hoping it will stay that way.
All right. Thank you very much, Becky, and enjoy the rest of the holiday. Well, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll look at the effects of the Libyan war on Tunisia's economy. Don't go away.